Hello and welcome to the third episode of our Let's Play Career Mode on Expert Mode in the Caterham F1 car. So today we have the race in China, Shanghai, on the Shanghai circuit that has been on the calendar since 2004, and I think it's Schumacher who has the lap record there from 2004, I think, because that Ferrari in 2004 was totally dominating the whole field. I think they had 262 points in the season. So up to this race, been doing pretty good in the championship. Had a stupid spin in Australia, so I only finished 20th place, I think. And in the very wet Malaysia, I finished 4th after some very defensive driving, defending off Vettel and Jenson Button for the whole race. And I said right there, because the lap record in China is from Michael Schumacher in the Ferrari in 2004 at a 132.238. So here we see the Q1 results. As you can see, it was raining and I didn't make it through to the second qualifying round. So here we go for the race, hoping to have a good one. And yeah, my Heike helmet, I think it's Angry Birds, I think it's awesome actually. So for the race, yeah, my setup you have here, and I actually did this race quite a long time ago, so I don't remember anything at all. Quite high wings, yeah, low ride out and stiff suspension, pretty standard gearbox settings, and there we go. The strategy, just a simple one stop, starting on the options and finishing on the primes. So we see Alonso from Webber Hamilton. Yeah, go pause and stop the video if you want to see it. So we go for the race on the Shanghai circuit, and yeah, hoping to have a good one, but probably not going to be, because the Caterham F1 car, as I said, understeery and slow on the straights. So that will probably be hard to first of all defend down into the hairpin after the very long DRS straight, and going through sector 2 with those sweeping turns, probably going to be hard. So there we have Alonso on P1 in the pole position, me 19th and my teammate in 22nd. So Paul Resta and Barrichello ahead of us, Carty KM, the cucumber behind us. I think it's Maldonado in 16th, and 5 lights, and they are out. So here we go, get off to a pretty good start, but as soon as they start to engage the cars, going for the inside here, and the rest. Oh, that was close. So here we're going to turn 1, making a lot of places, and yeah, a little bit unaggressive in the first corner, maybe the AI. So we're up to 5th after 2 corners. That's yeah, what can you say? It's Codemasters AI, and they will take Hamilton, and then we're going to take Vettel probably, and maybe no, that's too tight. So up to 3rd place after I think 5 corners or something. That's pretty good. So just lifting a bit there, and then staying to 5th there. Go a bit wider, but you can get a cut back to the inside, so that's not a problem really. So as you can see, it's really hard for me to keep up with the cars ahead, and the cars behind are right on my tail. So turning up the rich, 1.4 seconds already. It's like Vettel in 2011. Sorry, I said Webber there for some reason. He's ahead of me, but he isn't that fast on his starts like Vettel is. So onto the straight, managed to get a little gap out of the corner there. So, but as you can see, he's slipstreaming me pretty hard, and he goes up on the inside and cuts back. So I cut back on the inside, and he brakes stupidly early there. So and he flies and has awesome grip on the outside. So I try to take him back here. I'm on the inside and brake and hit the apex, and he spins, and I get a penalty. So what can you say? I don't. For some reason, I got a penalty for him spinning and he driving straight into me. So yeah, it's Codemasters AI system or penalty system. Yeah, I'm talking all over the place here. So I'm still in 3rd, but I got a penalty, drive-through penalty. So pretty hopeless for me to make anything out of this race. But I was thinking of restarting the race, but well, I couldn't be bothered. I don't really like driving this track with a low downforce car, so just keep on fighting and hoping for at least a point finish, but not very likely with all the cars stacked up behind me and I drive to a penalty that I have to serve. So sorry. Yeah, as you can see, 4 seconds behind Alonso and 2 tenths ahead of Hamilton. So yeah, going to be a little hard to keep him behind, but the DRS isn't activated yet. So, but as you can see, he gets ahead of me pretty easily. So then he weaves, yeah, and he blocks the inside, but then moves back to the middle, and there we have a Lotus on the inside there. So going over the missing the apex, hit the neighbors, go. So I take my penalty, turn the engine back to lean, so I can get save some fuel during the run down the pit lane. So yeah, in a bit of a cold, so try to get through this race without cocking up too much. So in 18th place and way behind the other front runners. So see Lutz in the first HRT passing me there, and the cucumber behind me. So yeah, at least we get to see some nice overtakes and not just defending. Hopefully, not gonna say anything that it will be a lot of overtakes, but hopefully. So yes, some F1 topics. Yeah, it's ballsy overtake. 8 tenths behind him and diving down inside. Yeah, that's a bit risky maybe, but what can you do when they break so early? So the Valencia Grand Prix, as we said, real F1. What can you say really? I watched the start, watched 10 laps, and I said, no, I go and run because that track is so boring and that race is so boring. So when I went on a run, I followed it a bit on Twitter, but so when I had done one lap of my 2 kilometer, done one lap of 2 kilometer, the track in our little town or village, what do you say? So I decided, no, I can't be bothered to do this anymore because I'm lazy. At least now I'm going to get back to running a bit more, but so I went home and would turn on the computer and watched the Grand Prix, and thinking like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fall asleep here, but you can say I didn't, because that race was fucking amazing, and I'm swearing, but that can't be bothered. So the race was amazing. Valencia was one of the best Grand Prix this year actually, because the excitement, and then Vettel running away as usual. I don't know what he does at the start, because he just runs away and was 20 seconds ahead at the first pit stops. But that's, I mean, what can you do about it? So after the third pit stop, I run in the same positions, and then the safety car came out because Jarnik Verne in the Toro Rosso had a brain fart and just rammed Heikki Kovalainen off the track, and yeah, I didn't really know what he was thinking. He was passing him and was ahead of him, and then he just turned into the middle of the track before the corner, so I don't know what he was thinking at all there. And there was some debris on the track, so they pulled out the safety car and everyone caught up to Vettel and Grosjean, who was ahead. Alonso was in P3 and no, Hamilton was in P3 and Alonso was in P4. And during the pit stops, Hamilton's pit crew fucked up as usual. I don't know what they're doing, but they had a long pit stop and Alonso got ahead of Hamilton. So they went out, and after the safety car period, at the restart, so as you can see, I'm going a lap longer, but after the safety car restart, Grosjean was taking a very strange line into the last corner there, because if he would have taken the outside line, took some height on Vettel, maybe he could have had a chance to get on the inside in the first corner, or second corner it is, because that's sweeping full throttle, thinking it's called a corner. So Grosjean took a strange line as did Vettel, but Vettel didn't need to take a wide line because he was in lead. But Alonso took a wide line and got the speed advance on Grosjean, and there, ooh, that's a nice catch actually. So Alonso took a wide line and passed Grosjean on the outside into the second corner. And that pass is a bit ballsy because we all know how Grosjean is. He's a bit aggressive, winning through Bennett. So, and after that, yeah, here I get disconnected from live. Yeah, game for Windows Live, awesome. Need to get into that later, but so Vettel was running away as usual, but didn't get a massive gap, and Hamilton overtakes me using DRS, and he's holding him up. He just passed me, so I tried to go on the outside, and it actually doesn't work. Strangely enough, but that was to be expected. So I'm probably going in the pit, and so Vettel ran away a bit from Alonso, and then he stopped, and I was screaming of happiness because I don't like Vettel and I like Alonso. So that was kind of a dream come true when Vettel stopped. Sorry. When Vettel stopped, so Alonso was in the lead. You could really hear the crowds just go nuts in the crowds. So we come up and solo on cold primes in the first corner. That's awesome. And we go wide, and that corner is not easy when you have warm tires. So with cold tires, it's a hell. But so Alonso was in the lead, and then Grosjean stopped as well because he, I think it was something with a generator in the car or something. But I don't remember what it was. And Alonso kept a gap back to Hamilton in P2 and Raikkonen in P3. So yeah, and then Hamilton's tires fell off the cliff, and Raikkonen got past him, and in the meantime Schumacher had come up from nowhere. Sorry. So Weber and Schumacher had a bit of a cooperation going on there. They took themselves up from Weber from P19, and Schumacher had some problems as well. So they fighted their way through the field together, and so on the second to last lap, Raikkonen was in P2, Hamilton was in P3, and Maldonado was in P4, and I actually sent out a tweet like 5 seconds before Hamilton and Maldonado crashed in each other. I said like, oh, this isn't going to end well. So I said it like 5 seconds before, this is not going to end well, and it didn't, because I think it was Maldonado's fault. Hamilton like didn't give him much space, but Maldonado should have just backed off and taken him in on the next lap in the DRS, wherever you want. You just don't slam into the side of him. And after that, Maldonado, of course, lost his front wing, I think, and he had some problems at least. And Hamilton was out of the race, and Schumacher was in P3, and I was thrilled by that because Schumacher is my favorite driver, Alonso. And of course Raikkonen because he was in Ferrari as well. So my 3 favorite drivers on the podium. That's awesome. Sorry there, as I said, I'm in a bit of a cold. But yes, I'm taking a sip. As some of you, like all of you probably know, there was some and there he goes and like bumps me and brakes. So as you'll probably know, because you watch F1, you're probably interested in F1. So we all know, probably you know about the London Grand Prix proposed like track there in the city in the city center of London. So what I think about it, I didn't really know. Sorry, So it's it looked good, but I like street circuits, but so I had a, as I said, excuse me for the had a bit of a cold there, so a little bit of a problem speaking, but as I said, I quite like the circuit. I like street circuits, so that's probably why. But the circuit looked good. No overtaking opportunities, but that's street circuits for you. And Monaco is okay to have a race on, so then you can have it in London. The problem with a Grand Prix in London is logistics. I had Damon Hill, the Sky F1 presenter. He and Barrichello takes me with the DRS. There you can see really the difference, or how slow the Caterham F1 car is, because he passed me. He was ahead of me before the DRS zone, and but I of course I would brake him into the hairpin because the ice brakes so early there, and I'll brake him into the last corner. And the London Grand Prix, I think it's exciting, but shutting down London for, I think Monaco is shut down for like 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after Grand Prix, so shutting down London, parts of London for a month, I don't really know if that's possible actually, but interesting to see if it goes through. So we have RMP 14, as you may have seen on the straight. Vettel is behind me, so he lost more time than I did, but still a bit pissed about that penalty because I shouldn't have got it. He was the one who he overtook me outside the track and spun and hit me, so so I don't really know why I got a penalty, but still in P14 not too bad for Caterham, and yeah, doing well here in the Chinese Grand Prix. So yeah, the same store like last lap, and see if I can outbring him. Yes, I can. So, and he gets a run on me. Do I keep him behind me or do I don't? Do I not? Oh, yeah, I was on the inside. Oh, that was close. And now we see Vettel behind us. So as you may have seen, Hamilton did a 130. Oh my God, Vettel. He took a bit of braking. So as you can see, I did a 130. My best lap is a 134.713. So, and I think Hamilton did a lap of 132 something the other lap. So you can see the pace difference in these cars, and Vettel is flying up on me. So just as I said in last video, defensive driving 101. It's just make sure brake so you have him right behind you, and then make sure he can't get on the throttle before you do, because if he does get on the throttle before you do, he's gonna have a speed advantage. So just in this corner it's not a really big problem because you have the next corner, but here in this corner it's really hard in a Caterham because the car's under the stairs a lot. But you really need, and you can see the speed amount, but then he just, instead of going out to the side and overtaking me, he rams into the back of me and backs off. So and here I'm horribly missed by braking. Well, go out to the marbles, but I think he made a mistake as well, or just outbraked him massively. So keep ahead of him. As you can hear, my engineer tells me about marbles, so I gotta stay on the racing line. And here he tries on the outside into turn 1, and I block him out. Just take that, stupid German bastard. Not every German is like that, but I don't like Vettel, so excuse me for that. So Vettel in P15, not a good result for him, and me in P14, which is a good result for me. I know indeed dry. I'm not gonna have a chance to fight for wins or so, but I don't know what happened with Barrichello, but he's backing off, so going to be a 2-horse race for 14th place here. And yeah, this section I think really hard actually. This sort of the second sector is quite hard, and Mark Webber wins the Chinese Grand Prix, and and I miss it horribly. Get out on the marbles again, but for some reason it's a yellow flag. I don't know why, but we'll probably see it coming up. Oh, this is going to be hard to defend him, and there his DRS pops open, and he doesn't have a massive speed advantage, but try to get it, and I get passed by 2 cars, but Barrichello can't keep his car straight, so I just go past him, and we'll see. And Barrichello takes Vettel. I think he spun or something, but Barrichello is ahead of Sebastian Vettel, and like finishing 14th place. So pretty good race. 14th, yeah, decent-ish. Fast lap 134.713, so decent. Gained 5 places, and here we see the results. Me 14th, and Verber from Alonso, Hampton, Massa, Button, Petrov, Schumacher, Per, Rosberg, Algusar, Dersta, Bohemi, Sedil, Lindblom, Barrichello, Vettel, Maldonado, Heidfeld, Kobayashi, Liuzino, and you can read the rest of them. So I'm in Massa's leading champion. Oh yeah, me 9th with 12 points, and Lotus is 6th with 12 points. So thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm capital M and then Lindblom 38 with a capital L. But here we see celebrating a good 14th place, and next race going to be in Turkey at the Istanbul Park Circuit with the famous Turn 8. I think it's called Diabolica, but I'm not sure. So finishing up here. So yeah, going for Turkey. Hard track again with the overpowered DRS zone, and yeah, as I said, follow me on Twitter, subscribe, like, and peace out.